Hi everyone, we're here for TimePro Sprint 322 review and also for the forecast of the next sprint 323. So let's dive in. So it was a simple sprint. There was just one sprint goal, which was the upgrade from Angular 10 to 12, with the one developer working on it, which was me. So we didn't upgrade to 12, but we've made decent progress on that, and I'll talk to that more in a bit. It was a 1 week sprint, and we've got a few extra people here, so I will just write a note to myself.
Taylor and Tomo.
Cool. Great. Cool. Continuing on, I said I was the only one working on this sprint, but we've actually got a tiny little cameo from JK there, who did a few hours. The 3 PBIs that were listed here were the upgrade from Angular 10 to 11, then 11 to 12, and another extra bit of work that was related to Ingram Micro features. That one wasn't progressed this sprint. And as I'll discuss in the forecast, we'll take that out of the sprint and we'll be focusing just on upgrades to 11 and 12. So the upgrades, they were slightly scoped. I slightly underscoped them because I overestimated how much we could take from the sugar learning upgrade from 10 to 12. Because there's actually some package differences in there that I didn't expect, most notably the authentication package. Yeah, that's all good. Those will be dragged through to the next sprint. So we've got some statistics here.
Hold on. Are you going to show us anything other than a backlog?
No, so there's nothing to show for those because it's unfortunately it's all back-end work. So if it works well, you won't see any difference.
Can you walk us through what you did then?
So far, I could
show us how many errors you get. Just give us some window into your week.
Yeah, sure. There really isn't much to show, unfortunately, other than CLI commands. So the good news or the cool part of upgrading with a well-known package like Angular is that they provide pretty healthy guides for that. So
no, just tell us what happened. Like you ran the command and then you got a bunch of errors, like 200 errors, 2000 errors. I got rid of certain packages. Like just walk us through what you've done for the week.
Yeah, sure. So I ran the CLI commands to upgrade from 10 to 11, and then fixed any issues there without testing the front end. Then went 11 to 12, and then since then, it's been tackling all of the red text I've been getting. So some of that's related to packages being out of date and things like that. Slowly tackling those. And just today, finally got to the stage where I could hit the front end and have it pop up correctly, which is nice. However, it's immediately clear that the styling needs to be updated as well. So because we upgraded from Angular 10 to 11 to 12, that also means a number of other packages are upgraded all at once. So it's the risk of these big bang upgrades, but it's also what needs to be done at this stage. So, Bootstrap and Kendo UI and things like that, they all need small tweaks. Good news is that is stuff I can learn from Sugar Learning's upgrade, and I've been checking out their PRs to go through that process, as well as a healthy amount of chat GPT and AI assisted development, because it's pretty good at that stuff.
Have you got any idea how many errors it gave you when you ran the upgrade command?
No, I have to admit it's a bit of a whirl of, I'll just fix the next one and then the next one will pop up. So it's hard.
So you're not getting compile time errors, like it compiles just fine. You're just getting runtime errors now, are you?
Yeah, now I am. Yeah. So I got a few compile time issues, and I didn't keep track of them, but that would have been a good idea. So I could talk through this in more detail, but I wasn't sure.
You definitely need to take screenshots as you go. So
Right.
where you're at, just to show progress.
Mm.
Have you spoken to anyone that indicates whether it's like whether you should go from 10 to 11 or 10 to 11, 12, 13, like whether you should skip anything? What, like, or are you just going to spin your wheels going from 1 to 11 to 12 to 13 to 14 to 15, etc.?
Yeah, it's more anecdotal. I haven't had any any specific direction, but everyone I talked to who's been through this, plus my own experience,
Okay.
if you can go from one version to another, that's best. In this case, I have been doing a big bang from 10 to 12, and
Oh, you
that
are. Okay.
yeah, that's based on the fact that Sugar Learning did that. I couldn't
Okay.
speak to exactly why they did that because the previous
That's good.
developers
That's
aren't
a
here,
great.
but
That's a great
yeah.
piece of information. Cookie, can you do me a favor? Send an email to SSW developers and say who's been involved in getting from Angular 10 to 12 to 14, 16, 17, 18. I think it's at 19 now. Okay.
Those for Sugar Learning, it was Drew. I have a little bit context because I think the French team talked briefly about the same thing to me a few weeks ago. And yeah, Drew executed that upgrade on Sugar Learning. And what we did was we tried to do a big bang to the latest and see how much basically breaks.
Yeah, it was
And
too
then
much.
and then we scaled down and saw what's the biggest jump that we can do without like runtime issues or something, and then do basically chunks and upgrade as far as we can.
Okay, all right. Now I think you can fly through the rest of it.
Cool. Yeah. So as expected, the burn down chart isn't showing anything because there were no PBIs to show, but rest assured that progress has been made. I'm just showing some of these details in case anyone that's watching the sprint review summary wants to stop and check them out. No deployments, which is also a good thing. It means no critical bugs popped up in the sprint, so can be happy about that. More details there. And the state of the epics is largely the same for the same reason. Yak Shaver use is shown here. This is cool. Shout out to JK who automated these stats here. So they were grabbed from a pipeline that runs when we push, which is great. And then sprint retrospective, yeah, pretty terse here. It's great that we got started on a big upgrade like this because, these upgrades can be avoided for years. And in this case, it's nice that we've been able to start it now. Yeah, what didn't go well? It's worth saying we didn't hit the sprint goals, but that's to be, mostly expected. And yeah, I'll pop through to the forecast. So the forecast won't come as a surprise. I'll update the attendees after this meeting. As mentioned, I took out the work that was related to Ingram micro upgrades because it'll be more salient when the next big feature development comes to that in the coming months. And instead, just going to go full blast on the upgrade, finish off getting to 12 and then tackle 13. And that'll be the goal for the sprint. So yeah.
All right, good work.
Great.
If you don't mind me asking, why did you choose? Oh wait, you already explained it. I was going to ask why you jumped from 10 to 12.
Yeah,
because,
he got it from Sugar Learning. Yep. And that is definitely the biggest highlight for me, that you got that learning from the other team.
I agree. It would be still good to shout out to SSW because I don't know how the
Cookie's going to send that email. Yep.
I don't know how the French team figured that out, but they contacted me a few weeks ago about the same question.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good.
So then I would have helped you out and probably added you into that chat.
Yeah.
Because
Cool.
Cookie, get Tom I to check that email. Probably you should say, and if anyone has any experience on getting to 10 to 19 quicker, and whether you can skip any without giving yourself extra pain, let us know.
Awesome.
Because we did I think a few skips on some of the others. But again, like you said, it depends what other packages your project uses compared to Sugar Learning.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Yeah.
definitely take all the assistance I can get. So yeah, no, good to have you on this call. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And what I know is, as far as I know, you can jump like from 14 to 19, but up to 14, that's the battle, getting to version 14
We did
and
something
16.
similar.
Yeah, basically what I would do probably, without knowing, is go from version to version to version without any user testing. So just get it running on, 12, and then upgrade to 13 and just do like a smoke test, no user testing. Do it again, next, do it again, next. Any obvious bits and pieces and compile time errors, get rid of them. But then do all your work once you get to the latest version, so that we only have one round of user testing. There's no point going to a few people and saying, all right, I got to 12, now do a whole lot of testing, I'll fix it. Now I'll get to 13, do a whole round of testing, fix it. I would get to the latest version as quickly as you can and then do it.
Can
Do you
I-
agree, Cookie?
Yeah, I've written the email. Can I share my screen to
Sure.
run it by everyone now?
Sounds
Yes,
good.
may as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and Sam, in Sugar Learning, I think we did the exact same thing. Up, like what JK said, up to one version, we had to do like an incremental, but then it allowed us to jump straight to 17,
Right.
14 or so.
I would say Angular upgrade from 10 to 19, if that's the latest version in the subject. From 10 to 19. I don't know why you put 14.
Because I didn't know what version we were aiming for then when I wrote the.
Yeah.
the
Well, I'm
thing,
not sure. You
know.
need to double check. I would say little R, me, Sam, Tom, I, and Adam.
Oh,
Rather than the TimePro team, I would just start it with, do you have any experience? Yeah, that the beginning of that should be the question, the headline question. Do you have any experience in updating Angular versions? Yeah, okay. Beautiful. Yeah. Looks pretty good to me.
get your brownie points. All right, so we're happy with that?
Yes, I'm happy.
Looks
Wait,
great.
wait, hold on, check by.
Check by me too.
Oh, sorry, JK. There you go.
And
I don't
Caleb.
have my little window. All right, great. I'll send. Thank you,
And
guys.
Caleb. Okay.
Thank
Caleb,
Caleb. Yeah.
Caleb,
Yeah.
are you based in Newcastle or Sydney?
Yeah.
Let's finish this meeting. I think you're probably asking
Yep.
a non-related question here.
Yeah, well, that's it'd be very quick. I just want to point to anyone who's watching that, the reviews are all uploaded here and to follow us there. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Thanks, Sam. Cheers.